Welcome back, first graders. All this week, we have been reading books about stories that involved apples. We've read some fiction and we read some nonfiction. Today, we're going to read a special book titled Johnny Appleseed. You may be wondering, why are we doing so much with apples? Let me tell you why. This Saturday on September the 26th is the day that Johnny Appleseed was born. And so all across the country, people will be celebrating Johnny Appleseed. Our learning target for this activity will be for you to be able to describe Johnny Appleseed. And we're going to read a book, and then you're going to help me fill out a character map with words that describe him, and then you'll be able to do your own. Johnny Appleseed. Written by Jody Shepard and illustrated by Musami Furukawa. This is a story about Johnny Appleseed. With a name like that, you would think he was make-believe. But Johnny Appleseed was a real person who lived more than 200 years ago. It was a sunny fall day in Massachusetts when a boy named Johnny Chapman was born. The baby had cheeks as red and round as apples. See him as a baby? Johnny's big sister Elizabeth was happy to have a little brother. The children played together with whatever they could find. And the sun shone, and the rain fell, and little Johnny played, and all was well. Johnny's family got bigger. Johnny and his sister were joined by 10 younger stepbrothers and stepsisters. What a busy, noisy house. Johnny would go outdoors when he needed quiet time. Sometimes he'd walk along the river. The squishy mud felt good under his feet. Other times, he would sit under a tree and read. Johnny would watch the animals in the wild, the foxes playing in the meadows, the deer dashing through the woods, and the birds soaring high in the wide blue sky. If he found an injured animal, Johnny would take care of it until the creature was well. Johnny liked being outside. When he got older, he went to work in the apple orchards, just like his great-great-great-grandfather, long before him. And the sun shone, and the rain fell, and Johnny grew up, and all was well. Johnny learned everything about growing apples. He was happy planting seeds, taking care of the trees, and munching on the delicious fruit. Lots of people were moving out west back then. When Johnny was all grown up, he decided to go west too. He didn't bring much with him. For a hat, he used his pot, and a burlap sack did fine for a shirt. And shoes? Well, why wear shoes when you have two perfectly good feet? Johnny traveled the countryside. The sun kept him warm by day. The stars made a roof over his head at night. The rain washed him clean, and the animals kept him company. Sometimes Johnny would stop and plant apple seeds. As soon as seedlings grew, he'd sell the small plants to families moving west. When they got to where they were going, The families planted Johnny seedlings and grew trees of their own. Johnny was friends with everyone. Wherever he went, he'd bring seedlings, pitch in with chores, and share stories of his adventures. The seasons passed. Every fall, Johnny gathered seeds from ripe apples. Every spring, he planted the seeds and passed the seedlings to settlers. He planted so many apple seeds that before long, people started calling him Johnny Appleseed. And the sun shone, and the rain fell, and trees filled the land, and all was well. Year after year, Johnny tended his orchards, visited friends and family, and slept under the stars. Because of him, people always had fresh fruit to eat. Because of him, the land grew more beautiful. Johnny Appleseed left behind thousands and thousands of apple trees all across America. Just think, the next apple you eat may be from an orchard that was first planted by Johnny Appleseed. And the sun shone, and the rain fell, and Johnny's story lives on, and all is well. I hope that you enjoy learning about Johnny Appleseed and learning about apples and all the different stories involving apples. So let's talk about this character. Yes, Johnny is a character in this book. Do you think you could help me describe Johnny? Let's look back in the story. Because when you are describing characters, it's good to go back and look and find text evidence. So let's see. Oh, look at this example. If he found an injured animal, Johnny would take care of it until the creature was well. So because of this example on this in the text, we can say that Johnny was kind to animals. Accidentally wrote it. Manimals. So he was kind. See what else we can find about Johnny. Oh, look. He planted lots of seeds and he watered and he took care of the trees. So could we say that Johnny was a hard worker? I think we could, because he takes care of everything and he doesn't mind working. It says he grew up and he went out west. It says he uses a pot for a hat instead of having a hat. So we could say he was clever. And that's another way of saying he was smart. So now we have taken some words from the book that help us to describe Johnny Appleseed. I enjoyed reading this book with you. I hope you enjoyed doing the activity where you can also practice describing Johnny Appleseed's character traits.